Hi, what a perfect way to celebrate May 1st. I know I'm still in my getup from April. Well, because I have to prepare, because you have no idea how long it takes me to do these videos. It takes me one whole day just to edit a video. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna learn what May Day is all about. So come on and let's join the fun. Okay, so as I begin this new section of Today We Celebrate, we will be including On This Day in History and some birthdays. On this day in history. I don't know why that became such a thing, but I hope that it gets stuck in your head. Now, I'm not going to do any curriculum, and I'm not going to discuss anything about the month of May, the birthstone, what's in the sky. You can find all of that on my Teachable online school, which is todaywecelebrate.teachable.com. So if you want to take this program a little bit further with your children, or if kids, you want to learn more about the month of May, or you want to learn more about some of the things that we're going to be discussing throughout the month of May, feel free to go to todaywecelebrate.teachable.com and enroll for the month of May. And that's where you're going to find all that really cool information. I love being out here because one of the days in May is actually Bird Day. Anybody who knows me knows that I love birds. And I have a really cool story on Bird Day, but it's not Bird Day. Today's actually May 1st. Do you know what happens on May 1st? What May 1st is actually called? May Day. Not May Day like May Day, I need help, although some of us do need a May Day. I know I need a May Day. But May Day, it's a traditional English holiday where rites and celebrations and cake is served. Okay, I'm going to England today to get some cake, all right? They also crown what's called a May Queen. Yeah. I mean, all these young girls get together and they compete to see who will be the May Queen for May. And also, they get a pole and they take strings that are attached to the pole, to the top of the pole, and each child has a bottom of the string. It's very, very long, or a ribbon, and they all run around the maypole and wrap around the pole with this beautiful ribbon. That's mostly what they do for the May Day tradition. This tradition started throughout the centuries. It's mostly associated with towns and villages in England. The reason why it's usually celebrated in towns and villages is because this is actually a very important time of year for the farmers of the villages, because they had planted their harvest, and at this point May Day gave them a day of rest. Now, much of the tradition of the May Day celebration in England actually comes from Germans, the Anglo-Saxons, and they brought this tradition over, and it's referred to month of three milkings, along with many other Celtic traditions. So this is a pagan holiday. Pagan means they don't believe in God. They believe in nature as their God. So while we can say pagan as a non-believer, actually they do have a belief, and it's more based around this idea of nature and the moon and the stars and the celebration that way. So today is also Silver Star Service Banner Day. It honors the sacrifices of those who have served in the military and were injured in combat. Maybe go to a military hospital and make some cards. You could send cards to military service men and women overseas. that would bring such joy to them to make some special cards for them. Today is also National Law Day. This might be that we need to adhere to the law. Many of us adhere to the law, but I bet you something right now. I break the law every day. Your mom and dad probably break the law. They speed. Who can go 35? Who can do 30? Who can do 25? I can't. I want to be doing 40 in a 35, but if it was 40, I'd want to do 45. And so we flow with the traffic. Many of us do break the law. Okay, so maybe we should all try to do 25 miles an hour in a 25-mile-an-hour zone, mom and dad. Or this law day could be about lawyers. And if it is, then I'm just going to breeze over it. But let me talk about the law from the perspective of a Christian. Now, the law, we know that Jesus came to fulfill the law of Moses. It wasn't Moses' law, but it was the law that was given to Moses by God. And one part of that law is called the Ten Commandments, as many of you know. But there's also an entire book in the Bible that is just law after law after law, and it's the book of Leviticus. If you want to go to sleep at night, this would be the book to read. However, it is a very important book of the Bible. While it does contain tons of laws that the Jewish people had to adhere to during the Old Testament time, there was a reason why God made all of those laws. First of all, he was looking out for their best interests. Many people say, well, why couldn't they eat pigs or why couldn't they eat shellfish? Well, first of all, many people are allergic to shellfish. And another reason is that pigs were considered to be very dirty animals back then. We have a better way of taking care of pigs today than we did back then. But we also know in New Testament time that Peter was actually told in a dream that everything is open now so that we can now eat pork. Thank you, Jesus. And we no longer, can't touch the skin of a pig, so we can play football. Okay, so some of the laws of Leviticus were taken out because Jesus fulfilled all of that law. Now, the reason why God created these laws was to set us apart from the rest of the world, to make us different, to make us a better example of the world, not to show the world that we're better than everybody else, but to be set apart as His. Now, do you know what it means to be set apart as His? It means that you don't belong to this world. It doesn't mean that we don't abide by the law. However, there are some laws that even though they are law, does not necessarily make it right. So we have to decide on Law Day, do we abide by the law of man or do we abide by the law of God? We always abide by the law of God first and foremost. We would never, ever put our principles and our faith in the hands of man. Okay, so that's what Law Day is going to mean to me. It's also National Loyalty Day. This is a great day to show your loyalty to somebody. Now, what does loyal mean? It means that you're honest, that you're a true friend, that you can be counted on, that when you say you're going to do something, that you're going to do it. It also means that you would stick by somebody no matter what. I am so blessed and fortunate to have a husband who is so incredibly loyal to me. No matter what I do, no matter how silly or stupid I can be sometimes, he loves me. He loves me yet. He's loyal to me, flaws and all. He loves me. He doesn't run when something goes wrong. He doesn't leave me when we have a little disagreement. And that's what loyalty is all about. It means that you stick by a person for the long haul, forever. If that's what it means to you, because I know loyalty to me means that I will stay by somebody's side that I love to the day I die. No matter how much they hurt me, no matter how much I disagree with them, I will always stay by their side because I am a very, very loyal person. So today, learn how to be loyal and remember what loyalty means and how God is loyal to us. He is so loyal. If he wasn't, this world would be destroyed, like as of yesterday. Today is also National Melanoma Day. Now, this is a type of skin cancer that comes from what I'm doing right now, sitting out in the sun. When we go out into the sun has dangerous UV rays that can actually do incredible harm to our skin. Have you ever been sunburned before? It hurts, and then your skin peels off, although it's kind of fun to peel the skin off, when you can get a big old thing of skin peeled off. Yeah, that's fun, but it's painful, when you have the sunburn first. It's fun when you can peel the skin off later. When you get sunburn like that burn can actually cause a lot of damage to your skin, and that's what melanoma is. And the reason for this is because you don't wear your sunscreen when you're sitting outside. So you have to be protected when you go outside, and one of the reasons why May 1st would probably be the day to be Melanoma Day would be because we're going to be outside more often. So we need to make sure that when we go outside, we're putting on our sunscreen. Note to self. Okay, it's also National Chocolate Parfait Day. You guys and your chocolate, can you ever do anything without chocolate? I just don't understand. Okay, so have your National Chocolate Parfait. Do you know what a parfait is? It's usually layered so that you put it in a pretty glass, and then you see like your chocolate pudding or your chocolate yogurt or whatever you want to put into it, and then some fruit. I would put cherries and banana in with chocolate. If I had to have chocolate, that's how I would do it. I would put chocolate on the bottom, some cherries and banana, and then more chocolate, and then I'd put some more fruit on top, and then I'd take that whipped cream, the stuff that I like, like that, and then I would put that up on the top about that thick. Okay, really, Chocolate Parfait Day. That's it. Enjoy. Today is also National School Principals Day. Now, if you're homeschooling, your mom and dad is your principal. If you get sent to the office, that's not good. Okay, but if you go to public school, this is the day that you would celebrate your school principal. I had one of the best principals in high school. I was very fortunate to have a principal who was very nice and very understanding. Now, many schools don't have very many nice principals. There are horror stories of some of the principals that do some pretty terrible things. When I was in grade school, I went to a Catholic school. As I mentioned before, not only was I bullied by the children, but I was bullied by the principal. She was a nun. The things that woman said to me, she would pinch me and pull me into the bathroom and tell me what a horrible, rotten person I am and how I was never going to amount to anything if I kept up what I was doing, and I wasn't even doing anything. I wore makeup in 7th grade, and for the first time ever, my mom let me wear makeup. She was so upset that she pulled me in front of the classroom as an example of what a bad girl would look like. And she smeared my face and made a mockery out of me as if I hadn't been bullied enough. Now here comes the school principal who was a nun and making me feel worse than I already felt. Thought makeup would make me feel a little bit better to hide all the acne that I had, but no, she had to make a fool out of me. But if you have a principal like that, do not do anything nice for them. Maybe just say hi and avoid them at all costs. But if you have a good principal, appreciate that, because they are few and far in between. Okay, today is also Mother Goose Day. I have to tell you that April was so fun for us because we were learning about poetry. And one of the first things that we learned about was Mother Goose. And so I'm going to read you something a little bit about who Mother Goose was. So I have this great book. It's called A Child's Introduction to Poetry, and it comes with a CD. And the CD's out because we're still listening to it and learning different forms of poetry for children. It gives a lot of great illustrations, as you can see. along with the poems. And then a CD comes with it that you can actually listen to the poems as you read them and listen to the rhyme and the rhythm of poetry. But the very first part of learning this book and poetry was talking about Mother Goose. And so I'm going to read to you what it says about the legend of Mother Goose. Probably the most famous author of nursery rhymes is, you guessed it, Mother Goose. Some say a real Mother Goose lived in New England 300 years ago. Others claim she was from France and from many years earlier. No one knows for sure. A book of poems for children entitled Mother Goose's Melody was published in England in 1781, and the name Mother Goose has been associated with children's poetry ever since. So Mother Goose is associated with children's nursery rhymes. Some of the rhymes were put together by songs, and some of them were just have a lyrical rhythm to them that just makes a child feel safe and comfortable in their mother's arms. Now we're going to move on to this day in history. God bless you. I am out here in the sunshine today. I'm going to be very careful this summer. I'm going to put on my sunscreen, and I hope you will too. God bless you, and God bless every single day. Make it worth celebrating, because you know what? School's almost over, and you get to go swimming in about a month. And this month is crazy for me and my family because it's my birthday, it's Mother's Day, it's Tavin's birthday, and it's my wedding anniversary. So it's a very busy month for a lot of people. So enjoy today, celebrate every single day, celebrate you, and God bless you. He loves you so much because you hear these birds singing today. He made them for you. God bless you and take care. Bye.